Hi there, it's Jennifer again, and I'm here with a basic gel plate printing tutorial using my StencilGirl stencils. So these are the materials you'll need, just the basics: a roller, stencils, paper, gel plate, and paint. And I do a two-step process. We're going to start out by just printing a solid color on several sheets of white paper. And I just use white printer paper. Something thin actually works really well for my purposes. And I keep this really unfussy. I do think it's important not to put too much paint. So you see how much I'm putting down, sort of the size of the tip of your pinky finger maybe. And I spread it nice and thin. If you use more paint, it will just print more gloppy and it will take longer to dry. And this is a two-step process. So we're first doing solid colors, and then we'll use our StencilGirl stencils to print a pattern on top. And for this project, I'm going to be using all of these to make a paper quilt. So I want these to sort of have the effect of fabric. Since we're just printing backgrounds, and since we'll be printing on top of these, I don't worry about cleaning off my plate between printings, between colors. I like mixing colors. I like when a little bit of color stays on the plate when I switch colors. And you see me now going very quickly and getting through my stack of papers. And the end result is that I have a nice variety of solid color pieces of paper with nice texture as well. And now we'll use these to print a second time. So we're going to do the same putting on of paint, not too thickly, with the main difference being that we'll use these wonderful StencilGirl stencils. You can see in the caption or comments below that I've included the names of these different stencils if you're interested. The fun thing is you can do this with any StencilGirl stencils you have, but you'll see me using the papers that I make here to make a collage paper quilt on the StencilGirl Talk blog. So again, I don't mind mixing colors directly on the gel plate. I just try not to get too much. You don't want too much, especially when you're doing the second printing, because you want the color to transfer well between the holes of the stencil. So when I use small stencils, I just sort of put them anywhere over the gel plate. And when you have the stencil on top of the gel plate when you're printing, you want to press firmly to make sure the paper makes contact with all those little crevices. And now you see me speed it up, going through my stencils, making a wonderful variety of different patterns. And again, I'm just printing one color on top of each of those previous solid color prints that I made. So the combination is wonderful. And I print the negative, which means printing with the stencil in place, and then I peel the stencil off and do a second print with the positive. So they have very different effects, but they give wonderful variety using a small number of stencils. So now you'll see the great variety of papers that I've made in not very much time. Using I had 6 stencils I started with. I printed each one, I think, a couple of times. So look at that, just a few sheets of printer paper, a little bit of acrylic ink, and I have an absolutely wonderful variety of papers to use for my next project.